The following dramatization is based on a composite of common experience in busy healthcare settings and acted by an actual registered nurse. It's intended to promote reflection and discussion about how our state of mind and state of being can impact subtle and profound aspects of life closure. As you watch the segment, consider the following questions. What is happening? What issues does it raise? What emotions come to your awareness? What implications does it have for how we practice?
When I was first starting out in nursing, I used to barge into a hospital room without really thinking about what was going on behind the door. But thankfully, there was one family, one person, that actually made a difference for me. It happened one night when I was on a busy evening shift. I was behind in my rounds, so naturally I was in a hurry. Later that evening, when things had slowed down, a patient's daughter asked me if we could talk. I had a few minutes, so I said yes. That's when she told me she'd been taught that a person nearing the end of life needs to be in a space that is kept sacred. Held sacred so that the ancestors will feel comfortable to come and help with the journey the loved one will make to the other side. Without quiet and stillness, her mother might not feel the presence of the ancestors and might wonder if she's been deserted. She asked me if I could carry out my duties more quietly and gently. Actually, I remember exactly what she said. Make a smaller ripple in the energy of the room. After that experience, I went to see the Aboriginal Services Unit. That's where I met the traditional medicine coordinator. She told me about the energies and how these energies can be affected by people who encounter them. She suggested that I develop a routine to check myself and to focus on the situation behind the door before I enter the room. And that's what I did. Now, no matter how busy I am, I always stop, look, and listen. I stop or just slow down a little before I enter a patient's room. As I enter the room, I take a moment to look at what is going on. I take the time to connect with the family and the patient's experience coming from a place of compassion. I do the best I can in the moment. Then I listen. I listen to what is going on in the moment. I listen to my own emotional state. Am I rushed? Stressed? Am I tired? And finally, I check my mind. What am I telling myself? What am I thinking? Then I calm myself and stay as quiet as I can inside. It's in those quiet moments that I realize I couldn't do what I do without some help from above. Know what I mean? I also learned another lesson in all this, something about myself. From my life experiences to that point, I had made assumptions, created stereotypes, and even had negative attitudes about Aboriginal people. I had to work through these so that they wouldn't become barriers to good communications and relationships. I've attended a cross-cultural program that's made a world of difference for me, not only with Aboriginal patients, but with all the patients and families I work with.
We are an integral facilitator of healing for our patients. Providing effective hospice palliative care demands ongoing self-reflection and an active commitment to a holistic approach. We are constantly challenged to balance the physical, psychological, social, spiritual, and practical needs of our patients and their associated expectations, needs, hopes, and fears. Aboriginal people often have fundamentally different ways of seeing the world, and there is tremendous diversity even within Aboriginal communities. The culture of busyness and doing in healthcare is a potential source of disruption in the harmony and energy of a dying person's space. It's essential to make a smaller ripple in the energy of the room. Many of us carry unacknowledged personal prejudices and hidden assumptions that are in conflict with our duties and obligations as healthcare professionals. Unseen patterns, such as stereotyping, is a barrier to effective care. Asking open questions, listening non-defensively, and engaging the specific concerns and needs of a patient and family can have a significant influence in building the trust, respect, and understanding for communicating and building functional relationships.